Hey everybody, Raddad Cooks here. Welcome back. Today, we're gonna be learning how to butterfly, marinate, and grill up some chicken breasts to perfection. Let's get going. We're gonna start off by butterflying our breast. You're gonna notice the breast kind of looks like half a heart. One side's gonna be kind of curved. One side's gonna be a long, straight line. That's the side we wanna put our knife into. We're gonna apply firm pressure on the top with our hand and slice through the chicken breast with a sawing motion, letting the knife do the work. Once we get about 80% through, we're gonna open it up and cut that last little bit. Let's check it out one more time. Got our hand nice and firm, knife halfway through, and we're sawing, letting the knife do the work. About 80% of the way, we're gonna open it up and gently slice through the rest so we don't cut it in half. Now, the easiest way to do this is if your chicken breast is slightly frozen. It's gonna be a little bit more firm. It's gonna be easier to control that knife and cut through it level. Take a look at our breast. You're gonna see that there's kind of a rougher side on the inside, rougher texture, and there's the smooth side, which was the outside before we butterfly it. We wanna remember this because when we throw it on the grill, we're gonna go smooth side down first. Let's get this marinade whipped up. Now we could start off with a marinade that came in a powdered packet or in a bottle. I prefer to make it at home from scratch with ingredients that I already have on hand. That way, with the ingredients I have on hand, I can make a multitude of different recipes instead of having a jar or a powder that could only be used for marinade.
Our marinade is going to start off with 2 ounces of red wine vinegar. And then we're going to do 1 ounce of agave nectar. You could use honey or sugar or any other type of sweetener you prefer. I like honey or agave nectar because it's easier to mix in than trying to get the sugar granules to dissolve. Last for our liquids is going to be 1 ounce of extra virgin olive oil.
For seasonings, we're going to do 1 teaspoon of dried Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Now we can put our marinade into a bowl and give it a little stir with a fork or a whisk to combine it all, and we'll put our chicken in it. Move the chicken around, make sure it gets really well coated. If you don't have a bowl like this, or you wanted to do it way far ahead of time, or take it somewhere, you could put it inside of a plastic Ziploc bag as well. Now we're gonna store it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours, but you go up to 48, that's what I did, you get the most flavor. Just make sure you put it on the bottom shelf of your refrigerator. This is a little bit of a food safety measure. You don't want any raw chicken getting down onto your produce or any ready-to-eat foods. Although a lot of home fridges defy food safety logic and they got the crisper below the bottom shelf, just make sure you don't have any produce below that chicken or you have a pan under it to catch the juices. Now we're gonna go ahead and preheat our grill. Preheat it to medium-high heat, and we're gonna let it run for 10 minutes before we go putting our chicken on. About 8 minutes into our preheating time, flip that lid up, scrape off anything that's on your grill with a brush, get it nice and clean, close the lid and let it go for another 2 minutes to burn off any of that stuff that you might have just scraped off. After the 10 minutes, give it a nice little spray with some nonstick spray or some oil. This is gonna keep our chicken from sticking, and it's also gonna give us those freaking awesome diamond grill marks, make it look like a pro. Now we're gonna throw our chicken on. We're gonna leave the grill lid open, okay? We're trying to grill this chicken, not steam it. We're gonna grill it for 2.5 minutes, and then we're gonna rotate it 45 degrees. This is what's gonna create those diamond marks. And that's it for this side. We're gonna let it grill another 2.5 minutes. You don't wanna go moving your chicken all over the place. That's when it starts to fall apart. After the second 2.5 minutes, flip our chicken. We're gonna let it go for another 2.5 minutes here. At this point, I like to either baste it with a brush or drizzle out of the bowl or bag a little bit of that marinade back onto them. Keep them nice and juicy. All All right, 7.5 minutes into the cook, we're gonna give it one more turn. And notice whenever I'm turning it, I'm picking the chicken up and I'm moving it to a different part of the grill. This is so I can set it on a section of the grate that is super hot. After 10 minutes, chicken is done. Now, if you're new to grilling chicken, you're gonna wanna verify that you've completely cooked this chicken with a food thermometer. Easy way to get a temp on this is stack your chicken up and then just stab the thermometer through them all. We're looking for 165 degrees internal temperature. If you don't have a thermometer, this is an old school restaurant trick. You just flip your chicken over and bend it a little, and it'll separate. You'll be able to take a little peekaboo inside there. You're looking for that white meat. And this part we're bending, that's the bottom, so you won't be affecting the appearance of your chicken. Now your chicken is ready to serve. Put it on a plate with your favorite side, sauce, whatever. If you're not gonna eat it immediately, leave it in that pan, wrap it in plastic wrap, and store it in your fridge for up to 48 hours. If you want to slice your chicken for maybe some salads or do a little meal preps ahead of time, let it cool completely before you go slicing in it, because if you slice into it when it's hot, all that steam is just gonna steam off the moisture that's inside your chicken. Another thing to pay attention to while you're cutting your chicken is the grain. You can see the grain right here, it's running left and right. You wanna cut across that. You want our knife running perpendicular to that grain, just like this. That's gonna give us the most tender chicken and the best bite. It's not gonna be all rubbery and weird. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys were able to learn something today. How do you guys marinate your chicken? You guys use the liquid stuff or use powders, or do you got your own recipes? Why don't you share with us down in the comments? Let all the other Raddad cooks out there know what's good. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.